Hello everybody, it's Silver Sherman. Welcome back to more Pikmin 2. Last time we returned to the Pikmin's planet and recovered our first piece of treasure to pay off the company debt. This time we're going to head back to the Valley of Repose to see what other treasures we can collect. But first, it's time to show off the menu screen. Or area select screen, whatever. So if you press right on the D-pad, treasure hoard. Here you can see the courage reactor we picked up yesterday, and if you press plus, Olimar's journal. We've recovered our first treasure. Amazingly, the Pikmin remembered how to salvage it. I can't understand their adorable language, and I don't know what they're thinking. Yet I'm so happy to see them. When I crashed on this planet, the Pikmin helped me locate my missing ship parts. In my darkest hour, the Pikmin were there for me. Now that I'm reunited with them, I know everything will be alright. It will, right? Sure. And if you go further, there's the Piclopedia, a record of all the enemies and even the plants you encounter. First, let's go with Olimar's notes. Dwarf Red Bulborb, Pensaris Pseudoculiresus, whatever, breadbug family. Although initially identified as a juvenile red bulborb, groundbreaking new research indicates that this creature is in fact a member of the breadbug family. A close relative of the vanilla breadbug, it escapes predation through mimicry. A unique adaptation of the red bulborb's crimson coloration allows the species to safely commingle. Such effective adaptation and obfuscation by a prey species is rare, indicating this clever creature is a master of mimicry. Wow. And if you press A, you can throw Pikmin carrots just to see how they react to Pikmin around. As you may know, Pikmin carrots are a food on Hocotate, and they're actually what Olimar named the Pikmin after. So if you go over to Pellet Posy, Amplus nutria, pellet weed family. In the stem of the pellet posy, one can observe the muscle fiber unique to half-plant, half-animal species, such as the Pikmin and candy pop flowers of the pellet posy species that can be considered a close relative. Though the ability to crystallize nectar is unique to a small group of the pellet weed family, the fact that these plants reach maturity so quickly and that their pellets contain such high concentrations of the natural nutrients in the soil explains why the Pikmin and so many of the other indigenous species are so reliant on these pellets for sustenance. Okay, would you care to explain why they have numbers on them? So you can throw Pikmin carrots, but since they're plants, nothing's really gonna happen. And when for here, it's just a closer look, nothing really. So let's head back to area selection. And now, without further ado, it's back to the Valley of Repose for day 2 of exploration. And now the onion will land right by the ship. Good morning, workers. Ready for another day of toiling for the profit of your company? The Pikmin seem to still be asleep inside their onion. What lazy creatures. Oh, come on. No wonder they lack survival skills. Stand beneath the onion and press A to call them out. To be fair, they are pretty much extinct whenever Olimar gets back to this planet. They're very endangered. So anyway, you can stand under the onion and bring out all 20 Pikmin. And as you can see, we now have the day timer. Once that gets all the way over here, it's the end of the day. But we'll get into that later. So you can start harvesting more of these pellet posies. Oh, come on, you couldn't have each picked up one. So, as you can see, there is a paper bag quite like this one over here that we need 35 Pikmin to squash. Let's see, there's a 5 pellet posy. If you match the color, it gives you 5, but if you don't, it gives you 4. Of course, we're going to need to build up our army if we intend to go that way, which I do. And if you leave Pikmin planted there for long enough, they will mature into bud, then flower Pikmin, which will make them stronger in battle and faster in general. I don't think I'm going to bother with that, because I kind of want to go... I'm kind of headed somewhere, and I want all my Pikmin for it. Let's just have additional Pikmin on these here. And as usual for the Pikmin series, any Pikmin left idle will start working on the nearest task, on a task if it's in range. Can we get to the board for these two? And there is a pellet. There is a not fully grown pellet posy right here. Oh, right on time. Unlike in Pikmin 3, you can one-shot 5 and 10 pellets in this game, just like with 1 pellets. Okay. And how much will this bring our Pikmin count up to? We're at 43. Ooh, some of them are turning into buds. Might as well start plucking them. That's 47. And as you can see, when Louie is with you, he will also pluck Pikmin alongside of you to help things go a little faster. But, like in Pikmin 3, I don't think you can leave a captain and have him automatically pluck sprouts. Oh wait, is there something up here? I feel like there is. Nope, there is nothing. There might be on a later day, though. So we've got our squad of 47. That is more than enough to take down this paper bag. And considering how I did with the dwarf bulborb last time, I'm scared to think of how things are gonna go. Okay, just gotta remember to aim a little closer. That seems to be my problem. I aim too far. Now, here, we got our first large enemy, the bulborb. Almost as iconic for the series as the Pikmin themselves. So, the strategy for this. In the third game, it was way easy to defeat them with this kind of amount of Pikmin. You could just charge them all at its back, and it would be defeated pretty much right away. In the first game, the best option was to swarm it, but you do not want to do that in this game. The swarming has been heavily nerfed, but instead, throwing has been heavily buffed. So you want to get behind it. I really don't want to lose any Pikmin. And throw as fast as you can. Do not stop, even if he shakes them off. Okay, yes, and I managed to save the Pikmin before it scooped up any. Okay, I mean, he did scoop them up, but he didn't manage to swallow in time. So I'll have the rest of the Pikmin start taking down this wall. And the first 2 games, the walls just kind of sink into the ground instead of actually getting destroyed. Louie can stay here, though I don't think there's going to be any danger. We're taking that bulborb back. That big dead bulborb. Now, will Olimar start automatically plucking the sprouts? No, he will not. And enemies actually drop pellets in the first. I can't quite recall if there are any if enemies drop pellets in Pikmin 3. I know there is at least one enemy that does, but in this game, pretty much all enemies have a chance to drop pellets. And that brings our grand total up to 70. If I even leave while he's in the middle of plucking, will he continue? No, no. In fact, I had to wait for him to stop plucking before I could change to Louie. Yeah, they improved a lot of things in Pikmin 3, but this game's still great. Besides, that's what you're supposed to do when you make sequels. You can improve upon things that needed improvements in this game. And Pikmin can trip in this game. And they're done with the wall. How could Pikmin destroy such a massive wall? When massed, their might is ferocious. Louie, did Olimar instruct you on proper Pikmin commanding protocol? Apparently not. Olimar, you are failing in your duty as a superior. Allow me to explain. Press A to grab Pikmin and release to throw them. Call them into a group with B. Press C to disband the group. Point at the screen and press down on the D-pad to issue orders. Press down on the D-pad to swarm Pikmin on treasure and enemies, or make them march in a line. Okay. And since we do have some bud Pikmin, I'll show something off. If you hold A, and I believe, left and right still do that. Yes, and if you press down on the D-pad while holding A, you can choose between leaf, bud, and flower Pikmin to throw. It'll become more important later on. But right now, we have another piece of treasure to take back. If we look over here, we've got water, which red Pikmin cannot deal with. But over here, there appears to be a strange hole in the ground. Interesting. Warm air is welling up from the hole in the ground before you. What could lie underground? What is wrong? You both show expressions of unease. Do not fear, the leader's group of Pikmin will join you. I shall dispatch my research pod too. Approach the hole and press A to jump in. Now, I don't want to go right now because I only have 25 of my Pikmin, but if you press A here, you can see that it's called the Emergence Cave. No, I do not want to enter this hole with my Pikmin squad. Okay, come on. Let's get this crushed can back to the ship. Yeah. The fact that Pikmin carrying things slowly won't be much of an issue in the later days because we'll probably have something else to do anyway. But now I just want all my Pikmin with me so I can head into the cave. And there we go. That's 170 Pokos and utter scrap. Seems to be worth quite a bit much for utter scrap. 250 milliliters. Yeah. And that kind of looks like a face up top. So, now that we've got all 70 Pikmin, I think it's time to head back to that hole. Pikmin will get left behind if you travel too far. Big problem with leaf Pikmin because they're not as fast. And leaf Pikmin also trip more often. Pikmin don't trip in Pikmin 3, but they do here. So, let's head into the Emergence Cave. Pikmin entering 70 out of 70. Let's go. Caves are a mechanic exclusive to Pikmin 2. I guess there are technically caves in Pikmin 3, but these are a more special mechanic. So here it said sub-level 1. Intriguing, my heat sensors indicate that this hole's interior is warmer than on the surface. Analysis suggests danger lies ahead, but the promise of treasure is tantalizing. If you wish to check underground terrain, press plus to communicate with me. I'm not just a ship, I'm an all-purpose support pod. Okay. Yeah, press plus, you've got a map, but only of the general vicinity of the cave that you visited. And right here, we've got a treasure, the orange. As you can see, there is no sun timer. Time stops somehow when you enter a cave in this game. And these are snowy bulborbs. Functionally, they are no different from dwarf red bulborbs. Actually, I think they're called... okay, they are called dwarf red bulborbs in the game. I saw it at the Piclopedia, don't know why I'm questioning. So anyway, got the orange back. And Citrus Lump. Same name as in Pikmin 3. So, let's collect this bottle cap. And you cannot reach the onions while underground, so I'll show you what happens if you have the Pikmin take an enemy back to the research pod. Any time now. Any minute now. How can you possibly consider this beast a treasure? Beasts are incompatible with my circuitry. I suppose I will store your finds in my hold. But I do not think beasts will be worth much. So... we've got a 7-up cap. The quenching emblem. And as you can see, when you throw in a beast, your total count will appear, and you can see that they're not worth much. For some reason, I disbanded all these. But there's another hole here. Pikmin stayed with me when I disbanded. This hole appears to be quite deep. My sensors indicate more treacherous terrain ahead. Louie, you do recall that you can adjust the camera with the Z and up, left, and right on the D-pad, correct? Your expression suggests you do. Excellent. Don't worry, all your Pikmin will follow you. Approach the hole and press A to enter. I feel like they don't stress this enough. When you're actually entering a cave, only your squad will follow you, but if you're going deeper from a sub-level, then all your Pikmin will follow you, whether they're in your squad or not. As long as, you know, they're alive. I think even if they're buried, they'll still follow you. I'm not entirely certain, though. So, this is sub-level 2 of the Emergence Cave. And it is the final floor. Usually there's a boss, but this is the first cave. They're not going to do that. I mean, I guess some games did do something like that, but... No, here we're just... Yeah, we got some snowy bulborbs to deal with. And this appears to be the top half of a globe. It's inconceivable that such an immense object has been buried here for so long. Yeah, it is heavily implied throughout the series that the Pikmin's planet is Earth after the extinction of humans. And especially this game, since so many of the treasures are ordinary objects. The design on the outer shell resembles the surface of the planet as seen from space. Perhaps this can be used for something other than salvage. But how will we ever lift it? I fear that even 100 red Pikmin will be unable to lift it. You sure about that? Well, it turns out it's right. You need 101 Pikmin to lift this. Which is ridiculous. Which is seemingly ridiculous, as all throughout the series, you can never have more than 100 Pikmin out on the field at a time. I wonder if we'll find the solution if we head on further. Okay. Okay, for a second I thought I lost one. I missed locking on. No, come on, please, 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 just... Okay. I'm so paranoid for some reason. I really don't want to lose a Pikmin on a tutorial day. What are these? Strange purple flowers? Astounding! A flower blooms in a cave deep beneath the snowy landscape. Clearly it is warmer down here than above. Look, the Pikmin are restless. They look as if they yearn to be tossed into the flower. Not sure how you gathered that, but these are called violet candy pop buds. Yeah, that's right. You can throw up to 5 Pikmin into them before they wilt. I recommend you throw leaf Pikmin because the result will be leaf Pikmin. But these appear to be purple. When you pluck them, it is a purple Pikmin. Brand new to this game. They are in Pikmin 3, but not in mission, but not in the main story. Amazing, a purple Pikmin. It has hair and is quite stocky. It seems very heavy and strong. This kind of Pikmin was not mentioned in your report, Olimar. It must be an entirely new type. Transforming Pikmin by tossing them into flowers. Intriguing. Perhaps there are others? So, purple Pikmin. What new will these guys bring to the table? Maybe something to do with that globe we saw? I didn't mean to press that. I pressed that thinking I could switch what I was throwing, but nope. Oh, by the way, if you hold A and press B, that's how you switch what you're throwing. However, it's not as good as in Pikmin 3 because if you start throwing purple Pikmin before they all have a chance to get to the front of the line, you'll just keep throwing the Pikmin that's closest to you. Yeah, it's not as perfected. Whatever, if you throw a purple Pikmin, you can see that they have 10 times the strength of a red Pikmin. And that's how you're going to take back this globe. And I kept meaning to talk about the abilities of the red Pikmin. Whatever. They have 1.5 times the attack power of most other Pikmin. And they are immune to fire, which we'll see later. And, well, actually, that's it. They're gonna take a bit. Purple Pikmin are also slower than other Pikmin. I'll go into further detail about their abilities maybe next time. Look over here. It's a geyser. Astounding! Water is shooting out of this geyser with incredible force. Sensors indicate it has enough power to launch you into the air. Approach it and press A to try. Conveniently placed hole. And they brought back the... I think the game glitched a bit because of that cutscene playing right after, because I don't see the Pikmin in that cutscene. Spherical Atlas. There's a device resembling a microchip embedded inside the sphere, retrieving data. Error, I can only decode a portion of the data, but I did retrieve new geographic charts. I will input this data into my planetary database and name it the Sphere Chart. Press plus to contact me and go to the exploration kit on the radar screen by pressing left on the D-pad. Now that we have this new data, you should explore the decoded territory tomorrow. So we have unlocked a new area, and I hope that wasn't a major glitch. I mean, I can see I still got 70 Pikmin in the field. Apparently a Pikmin brought back an enemy without me telling it to. I kind of just want to see what's going on over there for some reason. Okay, they're all here. They're just fine. Well, I'll go ahead and switch over to Louie, and just like diving into deeper sublevels, all your Pikmin escape to the surface, regardless of their status. Okay, we got quite a few. We got 3 treasures and cave complete, which means we collected all the treasures. I do kind of plan on going for 100%, which really just means collecting all the treasures. But it's gonna be a pretty big journey. So let's go ahead and save. And continue. Back on the surface. You have successfully returned to the planet's surface. Excellent decision-making, gentlemen. We must celebrate your first successful spelunking expedition. You've gathered a large amount of data that needs in-depth analysis. I shall send a report back to the President tonight detailing your progress. Olimar and Louie, since you will explore a new area tomorrow, today's work is done. Yeah, there's actually nothing else really to do in the Valley of Repose. What? You still want to work? Unacceptable. You may not realize it, but you are exhausted. You should take a much-needed rest, as you have all the time you need to collect treasure. Haste makes waste, so take it slow and steady. And that's the end of the day. The red Pikmin go into their onion, and the purple Pikmin go inside the ship. Right into the exhaust. I feel like that can't be good for them. And bye-bye, Bulborb. Okay, let's check out the report. $660 Pokos earned. Raised our Pikmin total. Got and discovered purples. And no Pikmin deaths so far. Probably won't be true for that much longer. Baby steps first, Olimar. Plan well, and don't worry about me. Our debt is with Happy Hocotatian Savings and Loan, after all. Besides, there's nothing left to repossess, so ha! Next time on Pikmin 2, we're off to explore the new area. See you then.